Welcome to I Hate James Dobson. I think dressing up as Dobson for Halloween is very ironic, and someone should do it. Not me, but someone.
Oh, that's so good, but I'm dressing up like a hot dog.
I'll also be a hot dog.
Welcome to I Hate James Dobson. My name is Jake. I'm a former evangelical turned queer sex therapist. And today, I'm joined by the zealous Zazzy Zaddy, whose Etherean but zoetic nature soothes this Zoomer's zany zest. Brooke. Hi, Brooke.
That was the last one.
It was.
Oh, no.
We've made it through the entire alphabet. Also, this is episode 40.
The math just fell apart in my brain.
You
haven't been doing it every... Yeah.
I've found my way. I saw my way into this.
Oh, my God. Well, I'm going to miss it, and thank you so much. And did you call me a zaddy?
Yes.
That is hot.
In front of my
when you
salad?
did that, I was like, yeah, that's right. That
A
feels
Zazzy
really right.
Zaddy.
Yeah. I don't know. I had a response to being called a zaddy. I'm into it. Yeah.
We'll note that down. And today, we are once again joined by a master of our subject matter today, the handsomest guy I know, boyfriend. Hi, boyfriend.
Hi there. Yes, famously, I know everything.
Hi, boyfriend.
Hi, Brooke.
Brooke, what do you think James Dobson and Ted Bundy are talking about now that they're in hell together?
They're both like high-fiving, like, we got him. We tricked everybody.
I see.
That's all I have for banter.
Yeah. Well, we got to have a little more banter than that.
Boyfriend, have you ever heard Ted Bundy talk? Have you watched the interview of Dobson and Bundy at all?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to watch something like that. That sounds horrible. Why would I
This
do
is
that?
the 2 minutes
I have a question.
of the show where we're not talking about James Dobson, and I'm not giving it up. So stop talking about James Dobson and ask some question about like what we're all going to do this summer or something.
Well, this comes out in mid-September. Oh my God. It has just been Brooke's birthday at some point in the recent past.
Yay! Happy birthday, Brooke.
Brooke, what'd you do for your birthday?
I went to Michigan and we did a Coney Dog hot dog tour for Year of the Hot Dog.
Incredible.
Oh, okay.
And I am going to say that I had a wonderful time.
Everyone, make sure that you send Brooke all the love, all the birthday presents.
Makes me want a corn dog real bad.
Perfect. Ooh, where do corn dogs fit in?
Yeah, they're part of it.
They had to have been. I've been offended otherwise.
Weenies, cocktail weenies is part of it.
You had a hot dog pizza that seemed
We had a hot dog
nightmarish.
pizza that was it was like putting together a hot dog and a pizza is like putting together James Dobson and Ted Bundy. Nobody wants it. Nobody asked for it. Also, people keep saying this response to me, which is, well, that's strange. I love both of those things. I think it would be good. And I'm like, I love milkshakes and sushi. I don't want to dump a milkshake all over my spicy tuna roll. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's a weird argument, I think. But anyway, don't ever eat that. I'm sorry, company that made it. I won't call you out.
I'm not sorry.
But don't ever eat that. It was mustard on pizza. It made no sense in my mouth. And I had several pieces.
Probably not great.
I need to rewind. You had multiple pieces?
What?
Listen.
I missed that.
For anyone who's never seen me, I'm a fat girl. And that was
Yeah, but you have good taste.
Yeah, but that was dinner that night. And I, you know what? I just didn't think about it too much. Sometimes you just have to... Do not. Okay, so
Quote.
I've had that. Now, here are some other ways hot dogs have come into the... My friend went to a hot dog lecture on the history of hot dogs.
Interesting.
We're dressing like hot dogs for Halloween.
The thing this whole year.
We are...
It's the year of the hot dog, yeah.
Not only are we dressing
Zodiac.
like hot dogs for Halloween, but we are then going to go dressed as hot dogs to a fancy restaurant that serves like a deconstructed fancy hot dog.
Oh my god.
What is a deconstructed hot dog?
I know. Look,
A sandwich.
but we're going dressed as hot dogs.
That's incredible.
And hot dog martinis are also not good. That's just a glass of pickle juice.
Hey, I'm into it.
Oh yeah, we have shared several pickles tonight.
Yes, Brooke. You can offer me a pickle anytime. I'll always say yes.
Oh, well, thanks, boyfriend.
And I love you despite your sins.
So that's Year of the Hot Dog, everyone. I want you to know that Year of the Hot Dog goes until the end of... It goes until January 3rd, when we will end and say goodbye to Year of the Hot Dog and usher in a new year, which we have already selected, but we're not sharing it because we don't want to take away any of the hot dog pride.
It is solidly still year of the hot dog.
Look,
Yeah.
When it's the year of the fried pickle, hit me up.
Okay. But we did decide that every end of June through early August is still summer of the hot dog every year because that's hot dog season.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
What I appreciate about Year of the Hot Dog, and I learned this from our good friend Jamie Loftus, whose book you have,
Oh, yeah.
is the hot dog is so versatile.
Yeah. But you know what I've learned about from Year of the Hot Dog
Oh.
is that a hot dog is actually just a hot dog no matter where you go.
Yeah.
And people will be like, this is my favorite place and that's my favorite place. And it's like, it's all just a hot dog. Like, it's all a Vienna beef hot dog in a bun. Sometimes there's poppy seeds. We had this like stunning realization recently because we went out to a place that everyone kept telling us to go. We drove far away. We got there and we were like, yeah, a hot dog. Like, same as the other ones, all hot dogs. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to lately is hot dogs, and that's basically it. Thank you for the small talk, and everyone, please enjoy hot dogs during this year, 2025, year of the hot dog, and wait until you find out what 2026 is. It's so good.
I'm so excited. And quick plug before we get into our subject today. Buy our merch. We have cool designs now available. Wrong Brenda, I Survived James Dobson, and all I got was this lousy shirt.
Yeah, I'm really excited for my Wrong Brenda shirt. And guess what? Pretty soon there's going to be a new TikTok of me unboxing my pink merch that I sent to Jake.
Sent to me a couple weeks ago.
I just have an idea for a shirt.
Mm.
You need a shirt of someone punching James Dobson that says strong-willed child.
That's good.
Oh, that's a good one.
I would love that.
Yeah, if readers, if you have ideas for merch, you just let us know. Jake would love to receive lots of emails about it.
I get
It's
so many
really
ideas,
hard.
and I want to hear other people's too. I come at you with ideas all the time.
You do. You were the inspiration behind the design of our bisexual That's Orgies.
I was just perfect. I just thought of Brooke immediately. I was like, yes, all those orgies.
Okay, and now,
Now.
on with the show.
Let's get serious.
Bubble, bubble, Dobson's trouble. Satan's snare is seeing double. Hear him cry with holy dread. Cast the dice, you'll join the dead. Grim enchantments, shadows near. Books of spells inspire fear. Clerics, rogues, and dragons bold. Yet the nightmares he foretold. Pull the curtain and see instead. No demons rise, no children bled. Just friends with pencils, snacks, and wagons. Readers, today, we are talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, I was meant for this episode. Oh my god.
Oh my
This
god!
is why I brought you in.
This is why you brought me.
This is
Oh
so fun!
My god.
I
Okay,
can't
look,
wait!
I'm a bartender, and I'm an emotional support boyfriend, but I'm also a DM.
Oh my god, I cannot wait. I play D&D.
We all
I
play
hate
D&D.
James Dobson. Roll for initiative.
God, we should have a Dobson-themed D&D campaign.
Ooh.
I will DM the fuck out of that.
Do you
Brooke, I
know a
just
friend of
got
mine?
goosebumps.
A friend of mine had a therapy-themed
Oh my
D&D
God.
campaign, and he played clerics, and
We'll call it. Oh my gosh, I got it. It's perfect. Like, we'll all get together. We'll do a one shot. Dobson must die tonight. That'll be the title.
I think that's really good. I think when we do a Patreon, that could be a Patreon exclusive.
That
Like
this
a
would
live
be
so cool.
so fun. You could be all these different characters. Like someone could be Kevin.
Kevin.
The fighter is a strong-willed child.
God,
Yeah.
stop recording. I want to go play this right now.
Humans have been playing games with their imagination since forever and across cultures. Storytelling is just an integral part of being human. We have to tell stories to make sense of the world to understand our place in this bizarre, chaotic universe. Storytelling has been an integral part of many of these games. Since the 1960s, fucking nerds would play war games with their brains and paper and pencil. Imagine fighting imaginary armies with nothing but your own wits and math? That sounds boring. Thankfully, in 1974, two men named Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson added magic and monsters to the games, creating Dungeons and Dragons. Boyfriend, as our resident expert, can you describe what D&D actually is?
D&D is when a bunch of nerds get together, as you described, and have a good time. They roleplay characters while... there's a better way to explain this. I think someone said it once. Think of your paper like your controller as your TV screen is your DM describing these amazing environments and just thrilling tales and stories where decisions are just going to be made about people goofing off together, getting into really dumb situations, and occasionally having some really fun, awesome moments.
One time my friend we had a D&D campaign, and my friend is very charming, and he also drank a lot. And then by the end, he unionized all the trolls, and they just helped us right through the dungeon.
Oh my God.
That's brilliant.
Our DM was so pissed. He just kept rolling really well, and he was like, God damn it.
So, Brooke, for the uninitiated, what's a DM?
Okay, a dungeon master.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say, I made fun of D&D my whole life, just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, nerds. And then right before the pandemic, well, not right before, a few years before the pandemic, a lot of people started playing, and like everyone started
5e.
playing, and it had a big resurgence. And also I read a thing that was like, and remember when I say I read a thing, I watched a TikTok that said people really missed each other, right? And this was before the pandemic, that it was like everything was online and there was no sort of like in-person playing space anymore. And so board games came back, card games came back, everything kind of came back a little bit. And it was really nostalgic. Plus, I think it was our generation that had been playing it as kids, and so they wanted to play. But I was in a campaign for a while, and a campaign is a game, and we had so much fun. We were just like laugh hysterically, and it was so creative and so fun. I loved it. So it is for nerds, but also be a nerd. Who
Be a
wants
nerd.
to not be a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
My definition of D&D is that it is a framework for storytelling games. You can pretty much tell any story using D&D rules. Much of the game relies on probability, with different dice for different types of difficulties. So if you want to pick an old decaying lock and you have lock-picking tools, you will likely succeed. You need to roll like a 5 on a 20-sided dice, right? There's 5, 6, 7, all these options to pass. If a lock is reinforced with magic and you have no hands, you'll probably need to roll a 20. You have a 5% chance.
You have no hands.
I don't know.
What a mean character to create.
Oh, God.
People have been like a loaf of bread before, right?
We're
Like,
never
could
going to
be
get through this
just about anything.
episode.
no.
Sorry.
No.
D&D also references things like Lord of the Rings, H.P. Lovecraft, Alice in Wonderland, and the Bible, among other things. The Dungeon Master or Game Master, DM or GM, creates the world, and the players tell the story in the world. I started playing D&D in 2020 with my family. We're in the very beginning of the Panda Express, and everyone was online, and one of my aunts was like, "We want to play D&D." Got everyone introduction kit, and my family, pretty much that same group has been playing it on and off, kind of nonstop.
I
since
love
then.
that so much. What's your character?
So I actually really like to be a DM. I like to create the world. I like doing. My family is a little bit more combat oriented, and so they want to get from fight to fight to fight. I love role playing. I love storytelling. I like solving puzzles, and so being a DM is really good for doing that. But when I play, my go-to character is a elf bard named Yelvin.
I love this.
You were also what were you, Space Marine one? Or no. You were like Beep Parsec.
I was a Buzz Lightyear to rip off. Yes.
I want to say, I have always wanted to be a DM, but the math part gets a little tricky for me.
It's a lot of math.
It's a lot of math, but my friend said that he might help me, and I want my campaign to be, it's the 1980s and we're trapped in a mall.
Oh,
yeah, and all
good.
the stores are different dungeons. And then my characters in our D&D campaign were identical twins, and we would switch them out without telling the rest of the players, and they had to sort of figure out who they were with. So they'd like ask me to do something, I'd be like, I don't know how, and they're like, damn it, it's not her. And then the last thing I'll say is that I also played a game once where it was like D&D, but my character was a social media influencer, and so she kept giving everything away about where they were. She'd be like posting everything. So it's the best if your character has like a flaw or something.
Oh, flaws make the best characters.
Yes.
Boyfriend, you are a very good DM. One of the things that I really appreciate about how you approach D&D, one, you are very good at storytelling, and two, you create your own world. You did what they call a homebrew campaign. You can have a pre-written campaign because it's really hard to make things up, and so you can just play like from a book, or you can make up your own homebrew, which is what you've done.
Awesome.
Yep. Mine was Escape the Underworld. Everyone's session zero. Session zero is usually when you introduce your characters. Everyone just goes around the table talking about your backstory and stuff. my session 0 was, okay, tell me how you died. Because everyone starts off in the underworld. So what a way to start.
That's so good.
So yeah, it was escape the underworld is what it was, I think.
In our very first... Oh, we're going to have to cut so much. I'm so sorry.
No, it's good.
But in our very first ever game, none of us except for our DM had ever played before. And so we didn't really know how, like, all the mechanics. And so we started in we had to basically cross a lawn and then get into a house, right? And that was the dungeon. But since none of us knew anything, it took us like 2 actual hours to cross the lawn. We're like, I roll for perception. I move 2 steps. And finally the DM was like, there's nothing in the lawn.
Yep.
Just get to the house.
Keep that in mind for when we talk about the rest of this shit.
Okay.
What I like about D&D is you can play by the book or you can really break it however you want, right? I think your analogy of a video game is really good, but unlike a video game, if you don't like the way something's done, you can be like, I don't want to do it that way. Or something else.
I need to say this because I know some people might. I believe I was quoting Brennan Lee Mulligan, the greatest DM of all time, in my opinion. But I believe he said that, and it's such a great explanation.
Mm-hmm. I really like Mark
Mercer.
Mark Mercer is my favorite. His name is Matt Mercer.
Mercer. Yeah, there was a recent joking video about someone just...
I promise I know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
My note here is the real D&D was the friends we made along the way. And I think that's actually true.
Yes.
The story of D&D's production is unnecessarily complex and full of all sorts of infighting and nerdy drama.
Yes.
And so not the point for us today. We're not going to get into the They made D&D and then advanced D&D and then made different versions of that. And it's a whole thing. We're not going to get into it. The very simplified version is, in 1974, the 2 people we mentioned before founded Tactical Studio Rules, TSR. And then throughout the 1980s, they kept releasing updates with new content in 1981, 1983, 1985, 1986, 1989, and 1991. Just like every year, new shit coming out for D&D in the 80s. America has never been okay. Who would have guessed that a country founded on genocide and slavery might not be doing okay? But they totally lost their fucking minds in the 1980s with the Satanic Panic.
Oh my God, the chick track that was about this.
We're going to talk about that too.
Wait, what was the line I loved from that one?
I don't know. Why don't you find it? Because I heard it.
You heard it out.
I love you so much. Oh my God, that was magical. Wait,
I have something to talk to you about the Satanic Panic, by the way.
Go for it, please.
Well,
oh wait, this is the square I wanted you to make me.
You have to get you a coaster of that.
I want a present of just this square. Oh God, I need help. My life's a mess. Help me. Where she's going like
That's all that square is.
That's all that square is, and I want it like on a T-shirt. I want a coaster. I want a hat. I want just that square in a frame. Oh
Get in the comments. Ask for the merch.
Wait, but where? Okay, this is the boring Bible part. Where's the?
You said the Satanic Panic, and my brain lit up a little bit.
Mm.
My grandma was like, I was like, oh, I'm writing a D&D campaign, and she looked horrified. Like, had a meltdown in front of me, and like grabbed me, and it looked like her heart was gonna fall out of her chest.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Jesus, what the fuck happened? Like, she's looked at me. She's like, you can't play that horrible game, that horrible thing. You can't touch this. Blah blah blah. Like.
We're going to talk probably about why she feels that way.
But yeah, she was convinced that it was going to ruin my life, melt my brain, and turn me into a monster. So,
how long ago was this?
This was, oh my gosh, this was almost 10 years ago.
Okay, so like still 20 teens.
Yeah, I was in my early 20s when she brought this up. I just let my age loose. That's fine, whatever.
There isn't one inciting incident for the Satanic Panic, right? Movies in the 60s and 70s like Rosemary's Baby didn't help, but for our purposes, we're going to really put the start of the Satanic Panic after the publication of the book Michelle Remembers in 1980. Brooke, did you find it?
Yeah. First of all, I forgot Marcy hangs herself. Jesus Christ.
Was it the porn?
He like
That
drew
was the
a
D&D.
It was the
comic
D&D.
of someone hanging themselves. But my favorite is, don't be stupid, Debbie. I think you'd better let Elfstar take care of things. You're getting out of control. And then Debbie says, I don't want to be Elfstar anymore. I want to be Debbie.
Wait, is that little thing just all about D&D?
Yes.
What?
This is one of the chick tracks.
There's a chick track about D&D?
Yeah,
You
let
didn't
this-
listen
let
to our
them in.
Chick Truck episode.
I'm so happy right now. I don't even know why we're talking about this or what's going on, but I'm so happy that this is back in my hot little hands.
Mm-hmm.
That we're back to Chick Tracks is my favorite episode. And
I was telling Jake that we need to have a vodcast, like, of us all sitting around a campfire, reading them and throwing them in the fire, eating s'mores.
Yes.
We will put the start of the Satanic Panic after the publication of the book Michelle Remembers in the 1980s. In this book, a lady named Michelle Smith recounts her supposed recovered memories of ritualized satanic abuse she experienced as a child. A big part of the Satanic Panic was the idea of suppressed memories, repressed memories, which are not science.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Trauma does weird things to your brain, and it can fuck up your memories. This is not that. This is not the same thing. This is also somewhat tangential, but Michelle had these memories recovered by her psychiatrist and later husband, Lawrence Pazder.
Ooh.
Always a good combo.
Michelle Remembers came out in 1980. In 1983, we also had the McMartin preschool trials, where people accused the McMartin preschool of increasingly outlandish types of ritualized satanic abuse of their kids. All of this has been entirely discredited, of course, because, of course. In my actually psychology classes, we learned about these quite a bit, because it shows some of the fallibility of memory. It shows being able to lead the witness in all these ways, right? The Satanic Panic was the hottest trend at the time, and everyone got into it. We have talked about the chick tract called Dark Dungeons, which is their take on D&D.
I want to be Debbie.
I want to be Debbie.
But it wasn't just like crackpots like Jack Chick doing the shit. Police were trained to look for signs of ritualized satanic abuse. Like, politicians were talking about it. Police were trained on it. It was like a huge fucking thing.
God, it's like the Salem witch trials.
Which was not about killing witches. It was about killing women.
Yeah.
Yes. And similarly, this isn't actually about D&D.
And pagans.
In 1983, a woman named Patricia Pulling founded an organization called Bothered About Dungeons and Dragons, or BAD.
Come on, Patricia.
And this is how
You
she
can do
described
better than
D&D.
that.
It's a, quote, fantasy role-playing game which uses demonology, witchcraft, voodoo, murder, rape, blasphemy, suicide, assassination, insanity, sex perversion, homosexuality, prostitution, satanic-type rituals, gambling, barbarism, cannibalism, sadism, desecration, demon summoning, necromantics, divination, and other teachings.
You know, I love Game of Thrones.
I mean, truly.
My campaign didn't have like half of that.
Most
I
of
know,
my
right?
campaigns
I want to play
are
this
homosexual.
campaign.
We mostly just had this thing I called Rat Thunderwave.
Rat Thunderwave?
I know Thunderwave. What's Rat Thunderwave?
Rat Thunderwave is something I made up, and it's incredible.
That
My
sounds
character
good.
could change into little animals,
Mm-hmm.
and because I think she was druid,
Sure.
and so I discovered this, and my DM got mad because I used it all the time. She would turn herself into a little rat, sneak into rooms full of monsters, and then in one move go Thunderwave and become her 6 foot tall self
Incredible.
while thunder waving and wipe out entire rooms of people.
This reminds me of my character Gozer. I was playing a rogue assassin that didn't have knives. He had a shotgun. He would wait in barrels and like hide around corners and
my
be like,
God.
snake attack! Just
Oh God.
We're going to, unfortunately, take a pretty significant tone shift here.
Oh,
because
okay.
Patricia found it bad after her son died by suicide.
Oh
my God.
You
And
know what, Jake? We were having so much fun.
She blamed his death on D&D.
wow.
And then she just wrote bothered about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, she wanted the title bad. I think she worked backwards from the acronym.
I'm so bothered.
To quote Ken Ham, I wasn't there, so I can't say, but like, that's not why he died. To me, the case of Patricia Pulling is very clearly a family desperately trying to make sense of a tragedy.
Yeah.
And in classic American fashion, making it everyone else's problem. Spoilers for the 1980s, but there wasn't a widespread conspiracy of ritualized satanic child abuse. The real conspiracy of child abuse is now gleefully embraced by evangelicals who idolize a known pedophile rapist, Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe their intentions weren't sincere, right? Maybe it wasn't about the witches. Maybe it was about killing women.
Mm.
The real victims were innocent people, like the staff of the McMartin preschool, and, largely, random goth kids. Look up the West Memphis 3 for a case study on how the Satanic Panic hurt random vulnerable kids, but the long story short version is 3 kids were blamed for grisly murders, pretty much solely because they were goth and or angsty.
Oof.
So, surprisingly, To me, James Dobson is not the most prominent actor in the Satanic Panic, and I want to talk about why in a little bit, so put a pin in that. Granted, I cannot find any old broadcasts of his show Family Talk. I can only reliably find broadcasts going back to 2010. I contacted the James Dobson Family Institute about this, and they said, yeah, they're just not available.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
We were like, hi, I'm Jake from I Hate James Dobson.
I did not use the I Hate James Dobson email for this one. But I desperately want to find those older broadcasts. If anyone can find any reservoir of them anywhere, I want to know what he said in those times, because most of Dobson's content was radio shows. These books that we're going through are the things that remain. That's not how most people absorbed his ideas. It was through these radio shows. I think it's really important that we find them to really look through what he's saying. I digress. The earliest I could really find, the earliest mention of the Satanic Panic that I could find by Dobson wasn't in his main show. And that brings us to the subject of our episode today, a 2-part episode from the radio drama Adventures and Odyssey. What is Adventures and Odyssey? Great question. Thank you for asking, Brooke. Adventures and Odyssey.
I know what it is. You've talked about it a lot.
Okay, what is Adventures and Odyssey?
Thank you, boyfriend. Adventures and Odyssey is a children's radio drama produced by Focus on the Family. It debuted in 1987 as Fotif's alternative to Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh my god, is this the weird book thing?
Oh, no, it's not Salty the Psalm book. No.
Thank god.
It was a radio show.
Why do
not a
I
visual.
know who Salty the Psalm book is?
Because you're poisoned.
This is terrible. Oh my god.
I'll show your therapist a card. Adventures and Odyssey was pretty fucking successful. They are currently on their 39th season and have over 1,000 episodes. It's the Grey's Anatomy of evangelical content. Also, shout out to our friends at Worst of All Possible Worlds who go through basically all of the episodes in their Wits and the Summer series. A lot happens in 39 seasons, so it's impossible for me to summarize what the show is. But for our purposes today, here's a quick rundown of what you need to know. The show takes place in the fictional town of Odyssey, USA. Where Odyssey is located is kept intentionally vague, like Springfield in The Simpsons. To me, it's in Colorado. Take that for what it's worth. The main character, essentially, is a man named John Avery Whitaker, but his friends just call him Wit. He's the lawful good character. And also, that alignment chart, neutral good, lawful good, chaotic evil, comes from D&D.
Yeah, what are you?
Personally, I like to think chaotic good.
I think I'm true neutral.
Really?
I don't give a fuck sometimes.
What are you?
What are the good ones?
So it's
Neutral good?
lawful, neutral, chaotic, and then good, neutral, evil.
Chaotic good, I think, also.
I see that for you.
Yeah.
I think I've seen too much shit as a bartender, is why I'm neutral.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm neutral good.
John Avery Whitaker, Wit, is old and wise. He's an inventor and also a God-fearing man. And he owns an ice cream parlor / discovery emporium. Quote, it's a place of adventure, excitement filled with books and activities, fun end games, art and crafts, and uplifting conversations. But most of all, it's a place where kids of all ages can just be kids. This place is called Wit's End and is basically the central location of the show.
Are we at our wit's end?
That's the joke. It's also a joke on his name. His name is Wit. Focus on the Family has recreated part of Wit's End at their headquarters in Colorado Springs, which apparently Kevin, and maybe me as an infant, has been to. There's a rotating cast of townsfolk, including Wit's employee and mentee named Connie. In the early seasons, the main child protagonist was a kid named Jimmy Barkley, voiced by Dave Griffin. Dave Griffin, as a person, has a tremendous blog about his experience working on Adventures and Odyssey and his own deconstruction called The Prodigal. It's linked in the episode description. Check it out. It's very good. Jimmy, the character, is the audience stand-in for the kids. Wit is basically the Dobson stand-in. Our focus today is episodes 122 and 123, Castles and Cauldrons, part 1 and 2.
Oh my god.
First aired in 1990. And here's where your clips come back in. Yes. The episode starts with a message from the Big Dob himself.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh. The big D.
Because of the subject matter in today's program, we thought it would be helpful to hear a few words from the founder and president of Focus on the Family, Dr. James Dobson. Doctor?
Thanks, Chris. Kids, I want to take a moment to talk to you and your parents about today's episode of Adventures in Odyssey. I'm sure that many of you have heard about the so-called fantasy role-playing games that are available in the stores these days. You may have even seen one of them at a friend's house, or maybe you've heard your brothers or sisters talk about them. They go by a lot of different names, but they generally have this one thing in common. They are fantasy games that require the players to become characters who use swords and bows and arrows and other weapons to battle their enemies. Now, on the one hand, these games seem harmless enough. There's certainly nothing wrong with using your imagination. And if that's all these games involved, maybe I wouldn't be so concerned. But the fact is, in order to play these games properly, you usually have to use magic and mysticism, things that are clearly not Christian. And what's worse, some kids who used to be caught up in these games now say that their involvement led them into contact with demons and even Satan worship. Now, I've spent some time on our Focus on the Family broadcast talking to your parents out there about fantasy role-playing games. But I think you younger listeners also need to be warned about how dangerous these games can be. That's why we've created this special 2-part Adventures in Odyssey that you're about to hear. It's not that we want to scare anybody. We just believe that drama is a good way to let you know about it. See, one of these days, somebody, and maybe it'll be one of your best friends, might ask you to play one of these games. And when that happens, I hope you'll think back to this special adventure and know the right thing to say. So parents, please stay with your kids for this program. There are a few things they might need you to explain at the end of the broadcast. Well, are you ready?
Boyfriend is visibly vibrating.
I'm shaking, I'm smiling, I'm from ear to ear, and I just, oh my God. I loved that and hated that so much. Kids, someone's going to ask you to play games with them. That sounds horrible, doesn't it? Wow.
Also, like, the leap from, like,
magic.
This is magic and mysticism, and also then you're gonna worship Satan.
Yeah, you're gonna contact demons and start worshiping Satan. That's how this goes. Wow. From 1 to 100, that's when I lit up. When as soon as he started talking about the game, how it was, and then he said, contacting demons and worshiping Satan. 0 to 100.
Yes.
Thank you for giving me what I wanted. Wow.
Notice how
Dobson... He didn't mention World War III, though. Gold star.
Yeah, no Hitler reference in this
No
clip.
Hitler.
Notice how he doesn't name-check D&D.
No.
Yeah. He just says fantasy role-playing games. But we all know what he means, and not just because we titled this episode Dungeons and Dragons. Put a pin in that. Side note, that woman's voice at the very start, her name is Chris. She voices Barbie.
She does.
In, like, every 90s bit of Barbie content, like video games and movies and shit. Editing Jake here with a quick correction. I'm talking about the actor Chris Anthony, who, according to our best friend Wikipedia, quote, is also known for having voiced more than 100 Mattel-talking Barbie games, toys, dolls, and talking picture books from 1994 to 2006.
Do you think she even knew who James Dobson was when she was doing this?
She's still in the show, so yes.
Oh.
She's like the narrator of the show.
Wait, still in the show? Is it still going?
Yes.
This is a thing that's still going?
Yes.
Oh.
She sounded very excited, and it made me wonder if she plays some sort of furry animal in Adventures and Odyssey.
Her role is just narrator. She opens and closes the show.
She's only Barbie.
She's toxic.
She's only a woman.
Okay.
We'll be right back with our Adventures in Odyssey right after these commercial messages. Like that's right.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
In this episode, Jimmy Barkley, the kid, his cousin Len comes to visit, bringing Castles and Cauldrons, their version of D&D. This is how they describe it.
Wow! What is all this stuff?
It's part of the game. Have you ever heard of Castles and Cauldrons?
It sounds familiar.
Here, look at this book. It tells you about it.
Castles and Cauldrons. A role-playing fantasy game.
My friends and I play all the time. See, you become a character, and once you prove yourself worthy, you get certain powers.
Powers?
Yeah, you'll see.
So what's all this other junk?
Our equipment to play. Swords and belts and other things we'll need.
This is incredible.
You better believe it. You want to play?
Sure. How do we start?
We have to give you a name.
What's wrong with Jimmy?
Well, nothing, but you're not Jimmy. You're going to become somebody else.
You mean I have to make something up?
No, I have to give you a name. That's how it works, because I'm the one bringing you into the game.
You already have a name?
Yep. I'm Luther the Magician.
Luther?
And you will be John Dell, the apprentice.
John Dell the Apprentice. That's okay, I guess.
It better be. You don't have a lot of choice.
I don't?
Nope. Some things you can't choose or control.
Yeah? Like what?
I told you. Everything will be clear. In time.
Scary.
You don't have a lot of control.
I don't want to be John Dell. I want to be Debbie.
I want to be Debbie. Oh.
So, clearly they don't understand anything about Dungeons and Dragons.
No.
You both of you picked up on this. They don't understand the role of a DM. There's some things you can't choose or control. I'm the master of
It's
this.
the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I have no control of anything.
Speaking as a DM, most of the time it's my players spending 2 hours investigating the grass from like, just go through the fucking door.
I can build all the railroad that you want, and they will still go, ooh, what's this over here? And derail my whole train.
I'm
And
not
that's the fun part.
I'm not being silly about this. I do think a not insignificant part of the fear of D&D is the different kinds of dice. Like, people don't understand what they are and what they do, and they look different and weird, and what it's a hexagon. This one has 20 sides. What do you need it for? I honestly think that is a very like tangible thing that confused a lot of people.
This is incredible. I want you both to know that for the rest of this recording, I'm going to randomly give you letters.
Okay.
And when I do, you have to come up with a version of D&D that comes with that letter.
Castles and Cauldrons for C.
Yeah. So, Jake, we'll start with you. Your letter is T.
T. Trials and Tribulations.
That's a good one. Boyfriend,
Yep.
your letter is F.
F. Fighters and fireballs.
Yeah. Fighters and Fireballs.
Yeah.
Good one. Okay.
Brooke, give us an S.
Oh, S. Swords and Samurais.
Ooh, good.
Yeah.
As Len and Jimmy play this game, Len gets very occulty.
How would you like the power to move things without touching them?
You mean like clean my room without getting out of bed?
You're really small-minded, aren't you?
What are you talking about, Len?
I'm talking about the ability to do things you couldn't dream of doing normally. It's all part of the game, Jimmy. I've seen things, weird things that can't be explained.
Yeah? Like what?
Do you believe in visions?
Visions? Oh, what kind of visions?
Visions that tell you the future. Visions that let you see what other people are doing the moment you're thinking about them.
I don't know. I've never been able to do that.
I know people who can.
You do?
Yeah. And they can do even more.
Like what?
One of the guys I used to play the game with, we called him Medwin the Miraculous. He used to be able to see things through the eyes of birds. He could close his eyes and see what a bird was seeing as it flew over the land.
How do you know he wasn't making it up?
We knew. When you play the game as long as we have, you know. You believe. You begin to develop power. Would you like power, John Dell?
The child is an actual child, and the DM is an adult pretending to be a child?
I don't know how old the voice actor for Len is, but he's supposed to be like a teenager.
Oh, okay.
Kids, you want to buy some magic?
So, they say that kids play D&D to practice real magic. They seem to say both that kids can't tell the difference between fantasy and reality, and the issue is that they're going to be too sucked into the game and kill themselves when their character dies, a la Dark Dungeons. But also that the stuff that they're playing with is real and really is satanic and demonic, which I think are in tension with each other.
What a shallow move set, though, to go against the kid and be like, you don't have control. I'm telling you, you're just going to get powers. You don't have control over this. You totally took the fun out of the whole game. Never mind the imagination. The whole game's based off your imagination.
Yes. Also, in my D&D group, there are people who are younger than the age of 18. None of them have thought that we're actually doing magic in real life.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk to the playwright that wrote this script. That's pretty incredible.
Call Paul McCusker.
Also, I think seeing the world through the eyes of a bird would be awesome.
That would be very cool.
Mm-hmm.
As Jimmy and Len keep playing Castles and Cauldrons, which I've called CNC, Wit feels a disturbance in the force. There's a scene where he drops something out of nowhere, and suddenly it's because he felt an oppressive force. And this is how he talks about it.
I feel weighted down oppressed. Something in the very core of my spirit is disturbed. I hate to even say it, but it's something dangerous, something evil.
This is for kids.
Yes, this is for kids. And remember, in that Dobson intro where he said, I don't want to scare you?
Yeah.
Here's this clip. Oh, this is Whit talking to Connie, his employee and kind of like mentee.
See, I remembered reading about some of the changes that happen in people, kids especially, who get involved in what they call role-playing fantasy games.
What?
Well, they're games that invite the players to become part of a fantasy world, a world of magic and wizards and dragons. They start off innocent enough, then with time they turn into something dangerous.
Dangerous? Like how?
Like they begin to consume the player's life. Suddenly, the player isn't just a kid playing around. The player becomes the character he's playing. Usually, it brings with it what they call a deeper commitment to the game, sometimes becoming violent and even involving an intense use of magic.
You're not talking about pulling a rabbit out of a hat and card tricks, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about magic that involves rituals and rites, witches and warlocks, though they might not call them that.
You're joking.
Huh. I wish I were.
But my friends at school aren't like that.
That you know of. And not all kids
That
will
you
be
know
like
of.
that. But sometimes people don't understand what
Don't
they're
trust your
dealing
friends.
with.
Oh my god.
We play around with things that seem harmless but are just the opposite. There are evil spiritual forces at work in this world, Connie, and often we don't realize the doors we're opening to let them loose in our lives.
This is scaring me, Whit.
I'm glad. There are some things it's good to be afraid of.
I'm glad.
There's some things that it's good to be scared of.
If I were a child, which I never have been, so I don't know the experience, and I heard this, I would be rushing out to get D&D.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
That's what I
this
was
sounds
thinking,
like,
too.
do they not know how kids work?
Which is not an uncommon experience. There's a number of people when I was researching this who said, I heard Dobson talk about this warning and it just made me want to play it more.
Like, remember when you were kids, did you, I don't know about in your generation, but did you have things like light as a feather, stiff as a board, and Bloody Mary
I
and
know
all that
those
stuff?
are, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kids would tell you about it, and then you would be like, let's go do it, right? Not because you were like, I want to find Satan. It was because you were a kid and you were trying to figure out what's real and what's not real in the world,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
And because it was like, if something cool and exciting like that could happen in a kid's brain, it can.
I don't-
This would make me desperately want to play D&D.
You know, thinking about it, it kind of shocks me a little bit. My sister was obsessed with magical stuff and like, well, why is a feather thin as a board thing? Like, she was so deep in those kinds of things. She wanted it to be real so bad. She loved the idea of fantasy. I'm surprised she never played D&D. Now I think about it.
Jake, your letter is R.
Rogues and Rage.
Oh, that's a good one. Your letter is V.
V?
Mm.
That's cruel. Victors and villains.
Yeah, that's a good one. My letter is Q. And my answer is Quilts and Quakers. It's a quieter, cozy version of the game.
It's a D&D campaign for people whose favorite sound is a teacup in a saucer.
It's ASMR D&D.
So everyone's a bisexual.
There's this story beat that I'll just play it for you.
Yeah.
What have you two been doing to make you so thirsty?
We went down to the woods and we
We
were...
just been out playing in the woods, that's all.
Oh, hacking at the branches with your little plastic swords, huh? Hey, these are cute.
They're not cute, Dad. We vanquished...
Did you have swords like that when you were growing up, Uncle George?
Yeah, not like these. We made our swords out of old lumber. But you kids are so much more sophisticated these days. I'm surprised you're not playing with the real things.
You know, Dad...
Are we gonna have dinner soon? I'm starving.
Well, I think Mary has a roast about ready to come out.
Okay.
Why don't you two get cleaned up?
Yes, sir.
When?
Quiet, Jimmy. Wait till we're clear.
Mary, is the roast supposed to be smoking like this?
There.
What's the big idea?
What?
You kept cutting me off.
You were gonna tell your dad about the game, right?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to. It's our game.
Yeah, so what?
So we shouldn't talk about it right now.
Why not?
Because the book says. See,
What?
That's creepy
adults don't
undertones.
understand this stuff. Something happens to their brain cells when they get older. They get fussy and keep kids from playing games. It's what makes them adults.
My dad's not like that. He likes to play games.
Yeah, I'm sure he does, but For now, it's our game, understand? We'll let your dad in on it later. But until then, you can't tell anyone, okay?
But...
You have to promise, Jimmy.
Oh, I'm Jimmy again?
Yeah, for now. John Dell would know better than to blab everything. Do you promise not to tell until I say it's all right?
Okay. I still don't know what the big deal is.
Trust me, Jimmy, okay? You have to trust me.
So, that is grooming.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
grooming.
That's not...
This is, I think, one of the most disturbing scenes in all of Adventures and Odyssey, at least that I remember.
Yeah.
It's also a pretty accurate depiction of how grooming works.
Right.
This gets to be a secret. Don't tell your parents. They won't understand. It also won't get it. We'll tell them eventually, but now, not right now. Right? Those are tactics.
Yeah,
but
that's fucked up.
D&D isn't the problem.
Also, what the hell did Mary do to that roast?
Yeah.
Jimmy Barclay's mom is famous for not being great at cooking because wife.
Oh, Jesus.
The climax of the episode is when Len wants to summon a demon, I guess, who they call Shaman.
Ooh.
Shaman? Wait, just shaman?
It's just shaman, but they say it with like a little bit of a different diphthong on the vowel.
Pisses me off a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's horribly offensive.
Yeah.
And he forces Jimmy to do a real magic ceremony.
Oh my god.
What?
Okay.
Now, we have to concentrate. Hold the book still.
I really don't want to play this anymore.
It's too late. Shaman!
Len!
You can't stop it now. The ritual's underway. It's too late.
No, we have to stop. You're scaring me.
He will come, John Dell. He will come. Give me your hand.
What?
Your hand. Your hand. For the blood covenant, we need to cut our thumb.
No way!
It's the only way to seal the ritual. You have to.
No, let go of me.
We've come this far, John Dell. Hurry.
No! Get off!
Oh, you have to.
Get away!
The game, Jimmy, for the game.
No! Get off!
What's going on here?
Mr. Whitaker.
Jimmy, is everything all right?
Dad!
What is all this? Castles and Cauldrons book?
That's mine. Leave it alone.
A doll?
Isn't that Donna's doll?
A board of talisman?
What is going on here,
What are
Jimmy?
you doing? That's mine.
I'm going to take care of this board first.
Hey, that's mine.
Was yours.
Okay, both of you, back to the house. I want an explanation for this.
But what about my stuff?
I'll take care of your stuff, Len. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Wow.
Okay.
So remember when you were saying you did 2 hours one time of just trying to get from the start of a thing? How much blood ritual did that involve for you?
0. But you know what? There was a thing in the 80s. This is the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was this thing in the 80s of becoming blood brothers or blood sisters that was
I know
going
about
on.
this too. Yep.
You know about this?
Yeah. We would both like...
You would cut your finger or something, and then you'd smush it up against your friends, and then you'd be blood brothers.
I assume it's a white people appropriation of indigenous culture.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we were,
No, I mean,
8, so I'm going to
actually-
give us a break.
Sure,
but-
no, not blaming you, but like,
On Res, they would do it too, though.
yeah.
This was no one knows and learned it from school.
If my best friend is listening, who I grew up with, I just feel like she's going to need me to let everyone know that I told her we had to be blood sisters.
My
And-
sister did it with a few of her friends.
Yeah.
And I was not dumb enough to do that. And, also,
And that it would be really meaningful and powerful, and we had to do it. And then she cut her finger, and I didn't cut mine.
Gotcha, bitch. Wow, so you were Jimmy Barclay. Interesting.
Yeah,
That's
we've
funny.
established that I would be the cult leader. Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
I have 2 other clips that don't really fit into the narrative, but I have to share them with you. One is this was a musical transition that just lives with me.
Okay.
Oh, I loved that, actually, Lil.
The sound design's not bad. Like there's a lot to critique them for, but like
there's no of like, ooh,
This
that's
is
scary. Oh,
scary
shit.
for kids.
yeah. And then this is a line said by Glenn. They're complaining about Jimmy's sister.
Girls. You can't live with them, and you can't live with them.
I just have it listed as gay.mp3.
Gay.mp3.
Yeah, the 80s were a weird time, not just in your culture, but in mainstream culture too. There was like weird, like, let's give kids scary shit was like a thing, right?
Mhm.
There was a scary episode of Punky Brewster one time.
Interesting.
If anyone out there is old and remembers that, when she goes spelunking in a cave and it's haunted, you come find me.
There's a lot of scary stuff in the 90s too, but
Yeah.
not for like no reason. It was just horrifying. Like Courage the Cowardly Dog had horrifying crap. There was plenty of 90s commercials that people can remember that were horrifying. But the 80s though, it would be a normal show, and they would just have a one-off of like some weird horrifying thing though.
I think this came out in 93.
Okay.
93.
Which it's in the same oeuvre.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oeuvre.
In the postscript, Len gets sent home and gets therapy,
Oh.
Ooh, wait, that's
Wait.
controversial.
and Wit destroys all of his castles and cauldrons stuff. Jimmy talks about how he never wants to mess with castles and cauldrons ever again, and they all live happily ever after. So that's not what D&D is.
No.
Like,
No.
even a little bit, even at all.
Shamag. Yikes.
Boyfriend, how would you describe their depiction of D&D?
Of what they did?
Of what they think D&D is?
First off, what a bad DM.
Yes.
What you were hearing was someone who doesn't need to play D&D, but someone who needs to write a book. He clearly didn't want to play with this person. He wanted to tell him a story and make him involved in it. This had no freedom for the character. This had nothing to do with the character. He was just a freaking side piece for his idea of a story, his idea of what magic is.
Yes.
I say that a lot because there's a lot of DMs who just need to write books instead of writing a campaign. I'm being very honest, because you talk
Sure,
at
but
someone,
they're
you
not-
tell them what they were supposed to do.
They're not this fucker.
No, this guy was clearly a pedophile.
Yeah, you also don't play D&D with two people.
No, well, you can. It's just not the most ideal version, in my opinion.
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
D&D involves endless Doritos,
Yes.
at least in my world.
Mhm.
Like
We love snacks.
a couple of drinks, a lot of snacks, right? Sometimes everyone brings their own dinner,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It takes a long time. Use a lot of rolling dice and then asking, what does that mean? What do I do? If I do this, what if I do that? If I take one step, do I have to take two steps? Like it's actually kind of boring sometimes,
Yes.
right? But there is never. I mean, I've played as an adult, but even if I played as a kid, like you don't go to the woods and cut each other. Like,
What I think is happening is that they're confusing D&D for LARPing.
yeah,
Oh my God, that's so perfect.
And I think on purpose to a degree because they want it to seem scary.
Yeah, they need to.
Again, it's this like hyper literal interpretation of the Bible where Satan is one guy, which also is not in the Bible. When I say it's a hyper literal interpretation of the Bible, it's also not that. When Satan is one guy and demons are real and you can summon them by accident doing magic. Also, the magic system in D&D, there are spells and stuff, but to do it, you don't actually have to like. If you are a cleric, for instance, which is a person who does magic by a
Domain.
god, essentially,
Yeah.
you don't actually have to pray to a god in real life every time you cast a spell. You say, "I cast Thunderbolt," and then you cast. Then it just happens.
That would be a forge cleric potentially, or sorry, never mind. I'm shutting up.
My example works, though.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I would love to do a longer series one day about the Satanic Panic. A dream for me would be teaming up with Sarah Marshall from You're Wrong About, who her focus is the Satanic Panic.
wait, her podcast is called You're Wrong, Brenda?
You're Wrong About.
Oh, okay.
You're wrong, Brenda.
Although that could be a good crossover episode. It's bizarre now to look back at how people treated D&D, but it was treated deadly seriously. There were lists of kids who were supposedly killed because of D&D. Like, you Google some of these things, a lot of it's been wiped from the internet because people are like, ooh, maybe that's a little bit silly.
This is just witch trial shit again.
Absolutely. 60 Minutes did some segments about the dangers of D&D, including interviewing Patricia Pulling. Kids were kicked out of schools and churches. D&D supplies were confiscated and destroyed a la Wit. There's an oft-repeated story from this time of a kid who summoned a real demon to his bedroom playing D&D, and it's repeated as if it was fact by 60 Minutes, by these like professional organizations. As a reminder, our Chick Tract about it exists. We look at it and laugh and silly because it is objectively ridiculous. Jack Chick wrote it 100% serious. He had a person who we talked about in our episode who said he was really a member of the occult, and he was like his like go-to guide for some of these things. People thought this was 100% real, exactly like it is. Like
greedy
this.
grandma was so panicked when she heard about me playing D&D.
Yes.
And I had to explain it to her and tell her what the game actually was and broke it down just to help her feel a little bit better. Because it was blind religious ignorance.
I mean, yes, not just religious, though. Like, it
For
comes
her,
from
it
this
was.
religious place, but, like, just blind ignorance. If we accept all of their premises, and again, none of them are correct, but if we accept it, that kids are playing this game, they are not able to tell the difference between fantasy and reality, they attach their life to this character, you have to do these real rituals that summon real demons, that would be scary. I agree. But that's not what happened, and that's not what was happening.
Do they feel this way about other stuff like Ouija boards and stuff like that?
Yes. Also Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, Harry Potter. I've heard that.
Like, just reading Harry Potter was too much of an endorsement of witchcraft. The fact that my parents let us read Harry Potter and took us to some of the like midnight book releases, it was controversial.
I have a visceral memory of watching the Crouches do a all prayer about banishing Harry Potter out of the world in about the year 2000.
The who?
Stoned watching TBN.
The Crouches were televangelists of the same time of James Dobson.
Oh, geez.
It's the one thing I know about evangelicals because my friend in college and I used to get high or drunk and just watch TBN for hours.
That's funny, actually.
Harry Potter, famously not written by anybody.
Yeah, that's right.
So in this chick tract, the main character's friend kills herself when she's kicked out of the game by a witch who is grooming kids for her coven. Which, again, I cannot emphasize enough, they claimed were based on real stories. They took this literally.
Also, everything in evangelism is people coming for your kids.
Yes.
We don't want them.
Because it's fear.
We don't want
We don't want them. What a great way to strike
Not
fear
your
in your heart to say
babysitter.
they're coming for your kids. The vulnerable parts of yourself,
Right.
the heart outside of your body, they want to destroy that for
Right.
you.
We don't want to make them gay. We don't want to make them witches in our coven. We don't want them.
I want them at my bar.
No, we don't want them in a bar.
I don't want them at the Very Quiet Paul Simon concert I went to.
Mm-hmm.
But someone did bring a baby there. That's fine.
As I mentioned, James Dobson wasn't a super active player in the Satanic Panic. At least not like Jack Chick was. If you look up articles about the Satanic Panic, Jack Chick's name comes up a lot more than Dobson. And when Dobson's name comes up, typically they quote him from the start of this episode. Why? I have my hypotheses, but I don't have like a good solid research on this. Why do you think Dobson wasn't like, for all of his moral majority, leading the charge, all that bullshit, why do you think he wasn't like spearheading the Satanic Panic like this?
I think because Dobson was able, I mean, even though we hate James Dobson, I don't know if you've heard, he was able to sort of straddle this line where he didn't appear like cuckoo, right? And
Yes.
so like that's how he was able to stay in with like conservative, people like my dad,
Mm-hmm.
which by the way, she would kill me. You probably have to cut it out. But I asked my mom, I was like, do you think this is how it was like he was able to not get just like written off as like Jesus freak,
Yes.
right?
That's my main hypothesis, right?
I don't know.
He wasn't involved because he didn't have to be. Go for it.
It was kind of that. Like, there's too many cooks in this kitchen. Everyone's already talking about it. He's not going to make news. He's not going to make headlines because everyone else is already talking about it. James Dobson likes to be original. He likes to be the first front runner. He likes to be the center of attention talking about it. And too many people are talking about the subject itself, not the person preaching it. So he wouldn't touch it. That's my opinion.
I think it's part of it. I think he didn't have to be. I also think to get to the front of it, you would have to go to some crazy places, and I didn't think he wanted to sully his reputation like that. He got to stoke the fear without leading it. He
Yep.
was able. He was also at this time, as we talked about last episode, on his big anti-porn kick for a while. That was in the 80s and early 90s. He was able to ride the cultural coattails without making himself a central figure in it. He didn't have to mention D&D by name for everyone to know what he was targeting. Now, he could have been a much more active participant in it than I know, because those lost broadcasts, it could be fascinating to look through. But the fact that it doesn't come up as much, I think, is indicative of something.
But this is James Dobson, right? Because I've asked you all throughout this podcast, there's been things you've mentioned that have been just like so wild. And I've asked you, like, what Dobson's involvement has been. And oftentimes it's like, well, he didn't have a lot to say about it, or he wasn't involved in it, or whatever.
Yeah.
He's really been on the sidelines of a lot of the things that feel a little more extremist.
Honestly.
And I feel like that had to have been somewhat deliberate.
Absolutely.
It kind of
Yes.
comes to like cooking culture. There's a lot of power in subtlety of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Funny you should mention that.
Oh,
In the 1990s, this episode came out in, I think, 93. Dobson and Focus on the Family had reached perhaps the zenith of their political influence. They'd stay high for a while. It's not like the only peak. But Focus on the Family was founded in 1977. The Family Research Council and Homeschool Legal Defense Association were founded in 1983, the year of the McMartin preschool trials. Alliance Defending Freedom was founded in 1993, year of this episode. Love One Out, founded in 98.
love one out.
And his radio show in the 90s was carried in over 1,200 radio stations, right? So subtlety, yes. I also think he was doing a lot of work behind the scenes. He was like a huge political actor at this point. And so he was able to capture this attention and direct it somewhere. He didn't need to be leading the charge, is my hypothesis.
Mm-hmm.
It's remarkable to me that through all the quackery and bullshit he peddled throughout his life, Dobson is so frequently remembered as a serious intellectual. And, as you were saying, I think his avoidance of the Satanic Panic in a public way is illustrative of that. He knew what culture war issues to use for his own ends, like gay marriage. He also knew when to keep a level of plausible deniability. And again, it's not like he wasn't involved, he just didn't spearhead it. Why do they hate D&D? First, they're stupid. Second of all, it gave people a chance to make community with other outcasts and dream of a world that's different.
Mm-hmm.
In doing research, I found this great article from Dissent magazine called Castles and Capitalists, and it has this paragraph, quote, "Imagination does threaten the right and its grip on power. If anyone, especially a young person, and especially in the company of others, can dream up a different kind of world, then perhaps the rules of this world are not totally absolute."
Oh, God, that's so gross.
That's what drew me to science fiction and fantasy, and later to D&D itself. There, if through a glass dimly, new possibilities take shape.
What's so gross?
Just how pervasive that is. Like this is the real reason why we don't want you playing this, right? Is because we don't want you to imagine a different type of world, or to not even that, but just to develop the skills and ability to do that.
Yes.
I haven't cried at a ton of things, but that is a really deep, intense sadness to imagine. Someone stripping imagination and curiosity from a child is abuse.
Here's a world in which you don't have to have the constraints that you feel right now. Maybe you're gay. Maybe you're disabled. Maybe you're just autistic or socially awkward or whatever. And a world where you get to feel like you belong, don't think about that. That's not for you. You don't get to have that. That's satanic.
Fit the mold or get the fuck out of my family. Oof.
Editing Jake here. I want to give an extra special shout out to my D&D party, consisting of Luna, Barbara, Christine, Sebastian, Tyler, Kevin, and Janet. That is none of their actual names, so good luck figuring out who is who. I love you all very dearly. Readers, go play some D&D. Play D&D, especially if you've never tried it. It is not anti-Christian, unless you want it to be, but it is indeed anti-James Dobson.
Yeah.
If you roll the dice with your friends and imagine a world that's better than this one, congratulations, you're doing the exact thing that Dobson was afraid of. I hate James Dobson, but I like D&D.
I hate James Dobson, but I like D&D. Just get across the lawn. Bring good snacks.
Open the door. See if the door opens.
Just open the door.
I hate James Dobson. And Dobson will be the big bad evil guy in my next campaign.
I can't wait for the I Hate James Dobson D&D campaign.
Oh my god. He's going to have his favorite right-hand general is going to be Ted Bundy. We're going to fight the creepy book thing mascot.
Salty the Psalm.
Uh-huh.
Readers, comment with your suggestions for a campaign. I'm serious. We can make this happen. And I do think when we get a Patreon up and going, having like a Patreon live stream of a one-shot D&D James Dobson.
I don't
That
think
would
you
be
understand.
so
I've
fun.
already made subclass character sheets pre-made of just you two.
Incredible.
I love it.
Like, I'm going to keep going.
I think, oh God, they have to get through like a purity ball.
Oh my god! Oh.
One of Dobson's phylacteries is going to be a purity ring.
Oh my God.
Oh, you're going to make him a lich? That's so fun.
Dobson's a lich.
Dobson's a...
Okay, we got to save some of this for the Patreon. Readers, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Wait,
Bye.
one more thing.
Yes.
They encounter a world of bugs, but it's really like bringing up girls.
Oh my god.
You enter a library and take psychic damage like I have this entire fucking show.
Oh my god.
Okay, we'll keep this going. Bye, readers. We love you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
I Hate James Dobson is a labor of love, of spite. Written, recorded, edited, and produced by me, Jake. In this venture, I am honored to be joined by my amazing co-host, Brooke. If you're enjoying the show, please consider rating and reviewing it. And if you want to connect with us more, you can find us on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, TikTok, and YouTube at I Hate James Dobson, and somehow still on Twitter at IHateJDobs. You can also email us at IHateJamesDobson@gmail.com. We have merch available at IHateJamesDobson.printful.me or on our website, IHateJamesDobson.com. Our theme music is by Mood Maze and the song is called Trendsetter. Special thanks, as always, to Drew, Lindsay, DJ, Jack, and Gary. And thank you, readers, for enjoying our show.
Star anymore.
I want to be Debbie. Wrong, Brenda.
Wrong,
Also,
Brenda.
Have you seen, what was it? It reminds me of Daria, where, hi, Debbie, I'm Debbie.